I heard a story once that I believe contained the essence of real magic. A story that may open up new pathways and potentials in your own life. Give me a few moments of your time, and I'll tell you that story and explain to you what it is I mean. The story was about a woman who owned a goldfish. One day she realized that the tank was becoming dirty and it needed to be cleaned. She looked all throughout her house for something to put the fish in, but could not find a cup or a bowl. But then she thought of it. The bathtub. She began to fill the tub up with water, checked with her hand to make sure that it was the correct temperature. And when the tub was filled to the desirable level, she poured the fish into it. The woman then left to go clean the bowl, but when she came back, she noticed something very strange. The fish, you see, was swimming in a small circle, the size of its fishbowl. And you're probably thinking the same thing I was the first time I heard this story. Where on earth is this woman living? She's got a fish and a bathtub and running water and all these things, but she doesn't have a glass or a bowl? How's she eating her soup? I didn't think much of the story. I didn't think much of the story at all until that night. I was falling asleep, and I was in that special place between not being asleep but not being awake either. And in that different state of mind, I realized something. The story is a metaphor. And in that moment, two questions came into my mind. Did that fish realize that its circumstances had changed? Did it swim in that small circle out of fear of the unknown? Or was the fish so habituated to its bowl that it didn't even realize that all of these new potentials and possibilities existed for it? Did it swim there out of habit or out of fear? Maybe a little of both. Each and every one of us as human beings has a fishbowl of thoughts and beliefs and core wounds that we carry about ourselves and what's possible for us in our own lives. I keep my fishbowl close. Would you like to see it? This has been under my table since before my first video. And these are some of the thoughts and beliefs that keep me swimming in my little fishbowl of comfort. That I'm not good enough. What will people think of me? How can I be of help to anyone else when I couldn't even fix myself? I feel too much anger and sadness to be of help to anyone. What if I make a big mistake? What if the dream is better than the reality? But I keep my fishbowl close because I know if I'm not aware of what it is, then I can't make the choice to swim outside it. That awareness precedes choice. Awareness is the beginning of new paths. I keep that fishbowl close, but I keep the fish even closer. The poet Rumi has a poem, and in it he says this: "Why do you sit in prison when the doorway is open? Let go of this fear thinking. The sanctuary is inside you." Why do we sit in prison when our doorways are open? Let go of this fear thinking. Because that sanctuary is inside you. Whenever we swim outside of our fishbowls, we swim into a territory that was once impossible for us. And there's a word for impossible things: magic.